The Healing Hour for November the 26th, 2019. This is your host, Tyson Bannigan, the Empath Business Strategist. I help empaths discover their divine gifts, remove obstacles, and achieve true success. Want some help? Give me a call, toll free in North America, 1-866-369-7464, or use the WhatsApp and contact me at 1-250-803-2480. All right, we are now live on Facebook. That's what it says anyway. This is Tyson Bannigan, the Energy Detective, and this is the Healing Hour. We're with you for the next hour to the top of the hour, and we're here to help you get out of your own way, take back your personal power, stand in your truth, and just clean yourself up. And if you're an empath, you know what I'm talking about, because there's so much happening on planet Earth. There's so many new energies being downloaded that it gets overwhelming. So if you feel overwhelmed, you come to the right place. We're going to help you take back your power, stand in your truth. So there's three ways, actually there's four ways in which you can join this show. You can phone in toll free in North America, 1-866-369-7464. It's my cell number. And it's in the description wherever you're watching this show. Okay. The second way, you can phone in internationally through WhatsApp. Just download it onto your cell phone, WhatsApp, and the number there is the same cell phone. It's 1-250-803-2480. So that's the way you phone in. You can also join us live on Zoom. And the Zoom link is there as well. And the number ID for Zoom is 493-144-196. And that's also in the description of the show, wherever you're watching it. And I think that's it. I think that's the way you can join us. So don't be shy. Come and join us, and let's help you take back your personal power. And I think we have Carrie showing up here. Let me just check. And we have Laura and myself. All right, so, the fourth way is you can type in your requests and comments into the Facebook page underneath where you're watching the show. And please, if you're just joining us, if you could share this to your network. Now, the share button is a little bit odd because we'll have to work on that, because you really can't share it, I guess. You can, however, you could share the Zoom link. Just cut and paste the Zoom link. Highlight the Zoom link, take it over, and the description. Actually, here's what you can do. Take the description that's in the description of the show, copy it, and then paste it into your home page, right? That's the way to share it, okay? That way people will know that we're live, and just put at the top, live right now, join us on the Healing Hour, and here's how you do it, okay? All right, so I'm going to go over the Dowsing Energy Healing Facebook page, and I'm going to start to share that now. See if we can do that. Okay, share. See if we got the right page here. All right, let's see. That says this is my home page, I think. Oh, no, there I am, right there. We're down on the Energy and Healing. So I'm just going to point out, here's what I'm talking about. If you just highlight up here where you can see where I'm highlighting, highlight that, can go Control-C to copy, take it, all that information over to your home page, paste it in, and everybody will know that we're live. If you want to show them the video, then you just show the video. See what I'm doing on the screen? Says show the video URL. Go up there, copy the video URL, and paste it underneath the comment, right? So there you are. So that's how you do that.
Interesting.
All right, so welcome to technology. Tony, come and join us on Zoom. Glad that you're here. And the other Tony, Tony Ellerton, come and join us on Zoom. And Ross, you can join us on Zoom as well. And so hello to everybody, and please share this with your network. And please type any requests in that you'd like, if you need a clearing or you'd like to have any questions answered. I like to sometimes bees get tired from flying and fall asleep inside flowers with pollen on their bee butts. There was a really nice Facebook page I saw a post the other day where it had all the wild animals stopping whatever they're doing, and they're all smelling the wild flowers individually. So it's not just humans that love the smell of flowers. All the animals in the forest take the time to smell the flowers. So if you're not smelling flowers, then get off your butt, and maybe you too can fall asleep in a flower like that bee, right? In that magic, euphoric feeling of the smell of flowers.
You've done beekeeping, haven't you?
Absolutely. I've become a master beekeeper. It's amazing to have harmonious relationships with the bees, because you cannot fake your bioenergy field, because a bee knows instantaneously whether you're upset or not. So if you have bees, then you better be in a meditative space when you go and work with them, or they're going to sting you. So it's really, really amazing. And the whole lineage of bees, there's a whole mystery school around bees, and further on down we'll come across that. It's a great book to read, and it's a psycho-spiritual sexual book.
Did you hear those things?
Yeah, I did, but most beekeepers that are brave don't, because they don't need them.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Because then they're like they're with their bees. Were you like that?
Yeah, I was like that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I was like that. The thing that I had trouble with was that when I learned about bees, they were still putting them on drugs. So on terramycin, they had trouble with bites and with mites and things like that. So they fed them, terramycin and those sorts of petrochemicals and penicillin type things to keep them alive. And so to me, it's really important to breed bees so that they are indigenous to where you live, so that they can handle the climate. Most bees are from the Mediterranean, and so when you stick them in our climate, which is below freezing, they are really, really in a very uncomfortable situation. And how do you make sure that the hive is insulated, there's enough ventilation and enough honey to get them through the winter? And some beekeepers don't do that. They just kill all the bees and start all over in the spring. So to me, being a compassionate beekeeper and doing it organically is really something that's well worth looking into. And even if you have 1 or 2 hives of bees, it really is an amazing experience, because it teaches you how to be in the zone, how to be one with everything. And historically, and particularly in England and in Europe, speaking with the bees was part of what people used to do. So you would go and tell the bees about a loved one that you've lost, or somebody that's died, and the bees would hum, and the humming in the hive would change as they vibrated to your frequency, and they would commune with you. And there's a great movie on Netflix, and the name of which I can't remember, where a little boy falls in love with the bees at the place where he's staying, and it's the interrelationship between the bees and him, and how he learns as he becomes a young man, and how the bees help him become more self-realized. So there you are, a little bit on bees. We'll get down to bees further on. I think we're on my home page here. So let's go see the dowsing and energy healing. I'm going to scroll here, because this is interesting. If you're interested, this is a buddy of mine who's interested in ancient civilization, Greek mythology, all the different mythologies, the Anunnaki, the evolution of consciousness. And his name is Lloyd Belcourt, and the website is Cyrus Lee. And his posts are always first and foremost. I want to see them because he has the most amazing information. So for example, he says here, Lanta was then shared between them in December 2017. The leading Antillean apologist published an intriguing suggestion when he pointed out on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, painted by a Neoplatonist, Michelangelo, something odd can be perceived in the central panel known as the creation of Adam. So you can see that he talks about many, many different things and shows the lineage of a spirituality and evolution of consciousness right through history.
Yeah, I read that. Very interesting. I read
Yeah.
it. It was very, very interesting.
Yeah, his information is amazing, right? So the Celtic
Yeah.
god of the sea was known as Mana Mak, and of course there was also Poseidon. And so when we work with the Divine Mother energies, I actually work with the Trident of Poseidon, and it's really quite powerful. We work with Poseidon so that these are not weapons of destruction, but they're weapons of enlightenment. And all of these Greek gods and goddesses got quite excited by being able to be upgraded from working with humans. They were like war gods, right? Or being power gods or domination over. They've now been, let's call them, liberated into helping raise consciousness. So now the Trident is like the triune, a Divine Mother, Divine Father, and the union of the yin and the yang, or the Tao, or the synthesis, of opposites, the synthesis of opposites, which Hegel was talking about, into synthesis of the opposites into one, which is really what we're doing in dowsing, as we're finding that middle between yin and yang with no judgment. Okay, so I'm going to go over the Dowsing and Energy Healing Closed Facebook group. Thank you, all you new people that joined. I think 10 people joined today. 16 new members this week. So thank you very much. We're at 3,427 members. And can you imagine if all 3,427 members were doing a deep clearing protocol focused on clearing the planet of trauma? What significant difference that would make.
Amazing.
So that would be really exciting. So Laura, who is on here with me, says, does anybody have any questions, right? No questions, so yeah. So I had a really interesting question about technology. So let me go down here and say, yeah, my question is, after someone clears their own electronics, will those electronics impact only the clearer positivity or any living thing that is around? I love that question. My answer was, electronics that are cleared and blessed will enhance all of life that surrounds them. I tell my electronics and my electronic and computer divas that they are here to help me bring light to the world, to free humanity beings from bondage according to the law of one, which is to do no harm, with the desired outcome being the most benevolent outcome of all concerned. I always find this fascinating because I'm a bit dyslexic. I always read these things and think I've got it right, and then I read it again and I've missed a word, or I have double words or whatever. It's really quite interesting, so I'll have to edit that. So this comes from the new addition to the deep clearing protocol, which is clearing electronics and technologies, because yours truly found that through Facebook, when it shows you what was happening 4 or 5 years ago, at exactly this time, every single year for 5 years, I've had all my computers crash. All my technology has gone down. So this year I decided enough is enough. I don't want that recurring cycle. So I found a local technician and I got all my computers cleaned up and up on and upgraded to Windows 10. Everything's basically done. And today, bless the divine divas, I got my Mac back, my portable, got resurrected from having water spilt all over it. So everything is up and aligned. So if you have technology, I really encourage you to do this clearing so that the technology is really, you're one with the technology, the technology is one with you. Was that you, Laura?
Yeah, that was my bad, sorry.
No, that's all right. I thought you were saying, you don't let me say anything. I thought you were saying, hey, I want something.
No.
No? Yeah, so that's it for technology. And I really encourage you, do a prayer like this or something similar. You get the technology to know what it is that you want to do with it, and it is going to want to work with you. Like, how many people love their technology? I know when I take my old printer, I apologize to the printer that I'm taking it to the recycling. And I thank it for all the time that it's printed, all those things for me. And I bless it. And I say, maybe all these component parts be recycled and reused. And thank you for being part of my life and serving the greater good. And I do that with all of my stoves, everything in my house that no longer works. I bless it all because it's all, everything created by humans and by God all has a devic energy in it, and we need to treat it with respect. And when you do, the response is amazing. Things become self-healing. I swear to God, they become self-healing. I had a Volkswagen that was self-healing. All I had to do was talk to it. I'd say, look, I need to get home. I'm 500 miles away from home. Could you just start, right? And it would start. And there's no reason why it should start. All right, so.
We have a question
Yeah.
from Diana Marie. She said, if you've had a botched surgery, is there a protocol for a way to get the body to heal itself from the, hold on,
Yeah.
the damage created by the surgeon? I've run across several people that are living with these issues. Thank you.
Yeah, in my book, I talk about talking to the elemental diva inside of you. So, we all are made up of the 5 elements: fire, air, earth, air, and water, and ether. And the same elements that are in nature, and that are the energies of Gaia are inside of our bodies. And most of those energies we don't pay any attention to, and luckily we don't, because if you've ever had the experience of having to be responsible for breathing, which I've had to do because I was bitten in the lower extremities by a scorpion in the most sensitive areas, and I had the scorpion blood running, that scorpion poison running through my blood. And I was in India, and I was told by others who had died from being bit by a scorpion, I had to learn how to breathe because that part of my body wasn't functioning anymore. The point I'm trying to make is that there's that part, that elemental I, that inner aspect of you is doing all the breathing, having the heart pumping, and is doing all of the inner regulating of keeping your body in harmony. So when you have, it's like your computer, your inner computer. So when you talk to that part of your being, so for example, in this case, you could say, I asked my elemental I to reclaim all of the circuits, or maybe I asked my elemental I to reestablish the original blueprint of my body and to reactivate all my neural fibers and all my meridians back to the original blueprint, and anything that needs to be expelled from my body, may that it be dissolved and pass with ease and grace from my body. And then I asked to do the Ho'oponopono prayer, which would be, I love you, the surgeon involved, the hospital, myself. So I love you, and I love myself, and I'm sorry. And the sorry is, I'm sorry to you yourself because you didn't know how to heal yourself, right? And because you didn't know how to heal yourself, you went and had to have a surgeon. And therefore, you have to apologize to yourself, because if you had known anybody, so I'm sorry, please forgive me, because if you'd known anybody, you would have healed yourself. You wouldn't have needed to go see the surgeon, and the surgeon could never have made a mistake because it wasn't, you didn't need the surgeon. So, but also you're saying it for the surgeon. So I love you. I'm sorry that you didn't understand how to do this properly, or you forgot, or you were spaced out. And I just watched a program on CBC in which this is not an uncommon experience. And in fact, they're putting whole new protocols together in surgeries, and they've come up with documenting incidents in surgeries of how many distractions there are, like doors being opened and shut, radios going on, people talking, doing all sorts of things that are distracting for the surgeon. And also an itemization of every tool, every sponge, all being numbered so that everything goes into the body, gets counted, and as it comes back out. So this is a really serious problem. It's costing so much pain and suffering but yes, I think the body, like if it was a sponge, can dissolve that and pass that. If it has to do with clamps and scissors and things like that, that it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but maybe you can find the right surgeon to take it out. But I think the most important thing is really to do the Ho'oponopono prayer, is to get over your anger, your resentment, to come to grips with that you are part of this whole process. So what is it in this that you needed to learn? And once you've learned that, you can let it go. And once you've let it go, then the body can heal and you can find the right people to help you if you need to take something out of your body. And hopefully that helps you get a grasp of what I'm getting at. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, Laura?
Certainly, I believe that people who have issues in surgery, because we're physical, mental, and spiritual beings. I think that we need to look at all three of those parts of the spirit within you and ask yourself why this happened, and on a mental and a spiritual level. And I think that the body will then, like you said, forgiving, like let's say you had a botched boob job, because I watch Botched on TV here in America. We have a show where these surgeons go in and correct these things. And there's a lot of times it is the surgeons doing things incorrectly, but I believe that there's also stuff that you'll bring on to your own being, and to figure that out, like, what did I do to bring this on to me? And then forgive yourself for that, I think, is very important.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely, totally. Yeah, everything shows up in our lives, good, bad, or ugly, for us to learn. It's always an inside job. So the sooner we can learn why this showed up in the way that it did, the sooner that it will be that it never needs to show up in that vibrational frequency again, which to me is really exciting. So, if somebody's in your face and it's just driving you crazy, that type of person, once you deal with that person in a really honest way, with integrity, that vibration of that type of person, they never show up in your life again. I mean, what could be better than that? It's sort of like you're on a different radio frequency than they are, and you never have to deal with them again. So it's always best to deal with as much integrity as you can with whatever shows up. Okay, and that will release you. Hi everyone. I need to set a reminder in my phone. Lots of love. Yeah. Hillary, at same time, same place every week. Yeah. I mean, I have to remind myself to show up too. So, yeah. So having a notice go ding dong is good. Yeah. And thank you for showing up. Do you have any questions? Please ask. And we're here to help you. And Laura, can you see if anybody else has joined us?
Annette is watching, and Diana Marie said thank you for helping her with that. Does she have any other questions? I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Diana who asked that about the surgeon. She has any questions about what we had said?
And Roz, well, welcome to the show as well. And do we have anybody who's joined us? Can you see anybody who's joined us?
Well, Zoom? All the ones that I had, and then Tony, and Roz. Yep.
No, on Zoom.
Oh, on Zoom.
Yeah, on Zoom.
No, I think we're good on Zoom. Let me look.
Okay, great. All right, so we're going to scroll down here. So we talked about clearing electronics. This is a big one for me. I mean, I'm so excited to actually come to terms with this. I must be a slow learner. After 5 years, you think I'd actually get this clear in my head. But thank goodness I did. And thank goodness that 76 other people have picked up on this, and that 24 people wanted to comment on it because it was important in their life. That gets me excited that we are ringing somebody's bell and helping them make this a clearer and better world for them. So that's why I like to do what I'm doing, because it's bringing about good results. So this is Isadora. Isadora is from Quebec. She phones me periodically. She's having trouble with video. She says that she likes to participate with local groups, and whoever does the video seems to lose the video on her. Or in this case, learning how to use your iPhone or your cell phone. Please, everybody, you turn it sideways in order to get video. Otherwise, your video looks like this, right? It's just what you think that a video would work this way, but it doesn't. It's sideways, and this is what it looks like. So, and video through your cell phone or iPhone, it can be really good quality. I use it in the gym for my gym instructor to send him videos about how I'm doing in the gym, and Sarah takes the videos for me, and the quality is really quite good. So, so what I recommended to Izar was for her was to do the same thing that I said to everybody else. So it's to please clear all electronics. No, please tell them what you're trying to do. Bless them and get them whole, sound, and complete and aligned with you so that they're going to work with you. So you don't believe it's bad karma? No, I don't believe it's bad karma. I don't believe in bad karma. Look, if you're sincere about what you do and how you show up in the world, then your sincerity in your cultivation of being the best you can be will alleviate any bad karma, right? That's just the way it is. So it isn't that, you know, bad karma is balanced off by good karma. It's the reason why we do the karma. If we do what we do with non-attachment, was what I'm trying to say, then it eradicates bad karma. And think of karma as in this way. So I don't know if you can see me on the video, but if your karma is at this level, vibrationally, and you're and spiritually evolved at this level, that karma has no influence on you whatsoever. Okay, those seeds of karma cannot sprout. If you lower your frequency because you did drugs or you did something crazy, and you hit that same frequency, all that karma becomes reactivated, right? It's just the laws of the universe. It all has to do with energy. So if you're worried about bad karma, then raise your energy.
So Hillary has a question. She notices that every time she grabs for her pendulum, she starts to yawn. And she's asking, is my body just starting to heal as soon as I touch it? Or maybe something else?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a friend that every time we do clearing, she's in a group, a mastermind, one of my mastermind groups, and we do healings for each other. And every time we do healing that involves her, she starts to yawn like crazy because she's clearing, right?
Yeah.
And so the more you yawn, the more you're letting go. So yawning is really, really great. So yeah.
I agree. And does she want to take a nap afterwards too?
Yeah, any clearing that we're doing or running divine mother energies, highly recommended that one, you take a drink of water, and here he is with no water on his desk because he was in the gym. And I don't mean coffee and I don't mean tea, I mean water, right?
Yeah.
You need to, when you're doing a clearing, you want your cells to hydrate because the intention will be magnified by drinking water because the intention will be in the water. The water will hydrate the cells, flush out the toxins, and put the intention in at the cellular level. Very, very important. And yes, what you said is really, really important. And that is lying down after you do a clearing is really good. And here comes Sarah with my tea. It's not water, but it's tea. Aren't I lucky?
You are very lucky.
I am very, very lucky.
Hello, who's this?
They're on the healing hour.
The healing hour.
Hello there, everybody.
So thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Right. So I'm really spoiled. So, all right. So I tried to put the message up to join us and it came up twice. So anyway, there you are. And for those of you that want to share it, and again, if you see where I am, if you just highlight all this and cut and paste it in your Facebook page, and then you can come up here to the actual broadcast itself. And if you just click on it, it will show you the video URL. You click that and then you highlight that and they will be able to watch the show live. Cool. All right, scrolling down here. Hope I'm not making everybody dizzy. And so don't forget the deep clearing protocol. November 22nd is the update. It has both the electronics and computer clearing protocol, and it also has the abundance clearing protocol. And so these are really, really important additions. If you don't have it, if you have any of the November or October deep clearings, please just take a screenshot of the front page, send it to me through Messenger or email, and I'll immediately send you a new version. And if you paid for it and haven't got it, you can rattle my chain in Messenger and say, hey, Tyson, I already paid for this. And I will give you a copy right then and there, okay? And so there's 12 comments here. Yay, how can we receive the update? So there's the link right there to get it. It'll take you over to the Academy to pay your $25. And as I said, if you have an October or November previous edition, then send me a screenshot of the cover and I will give you the latest one. I think that's pretty self-evident. I know, Laura, you've worked on the deep clearing. Is there anything you want to say about it?
What I found, the majority of the people that I've worked with that have been doing the deep cleaning is the immense energy that they've been getting, like and the happiness that comes along, but also the sleep. Remember, she was asking about like they're very thirsty. I had one client who was drinking huge gulps. In America, we have these huge gulps. Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Tyson, of Coca-Cola she would drink. And I kept saying, she's like, I have headaches. I don't feel good. And I said, I keep hearing you're dehydrated. Like, drink more water. And she goes, what do you, she goes, I drink Coca-Cola. And I'm like, no. So she's lost 6 pounds. She stopped in a week. She stopped drinking Coca-Cola and she's drinking lots of water, which I believe is very important, but also the sleep that comes with the deep clearing protocol then engages the all of this extra energy that's just amazing. And then the calmness that comes with the deep clearing protocol.
Yeah, it's really significant. That's absolutely right. So let's just do a dowsing because this changes, as we move along doing the deep clearing. So let's just see. So the average global population, their average energy field collectively on a scale of 0 to 100, where is planetary? Okay, so on the planetary level, 75% of all the population of the planet is 75% open.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that? The whole planet, if the whole planet cleared, if we cleared the whole planet, everybody on it tomorrow, everybody on the planet would generate 3 times more energy. Can you imagine what that'd be? 3 times more brilliance, 3 times more solving of problems, like global problems, 3 times more ability to bring scientific breakthroughs, 3 times more energy to get you through the day, 3 times more spiritual ability to do things. So we're really, really, as a human race, we haven't even begun to tap into who we truly are. I mean, that's shocking, right? And in fact, it's actually worse than the last time because the last time I checked, it was 75% of the population was 50%. So let's see. So that's the global population. That's the whole population of planet Earth. I've never done that before. 75% not clear. Okay, so 3 times more energy if we cleared the planet. All right, so let's see. In a percentage wise, we're going to check if everybody did the deep clearing. What percentage would be left that isn't cleared? So I know that we're somewhere around 80 last time. So we're going to go from 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. And we're getting movement at 94, no, 95. So 5% of the population. So 95% of the population would be cleared by doing the deep clearing. That leaves 5% of the really yucky stuff, which is exorcism, possession, or doing deep trauma work, or bifurcation of the mind, or whatever, or mind control, or whatever the yucky stuff is. But 95% of the population of that 75% would be cleared. I mean, that's amazing, right? So if you're not doing the deep clearing and you're not sleeping well, and you feel that you have brain fog, and you sometimes can't remember your own name, and you feel like you're losing energy, and you know that there's something wrong, but you can't put your finger on, and you knew that you used to do amazing work before, and now you feel stuck, then I really encourage you to do the deep clearing protocol. For $25 US, it's the best deal on the planet, right? And if you're going to end up being cleared in 21 days, you mean that's 3 weeks and your life has changed. Now, there are changes that are good to do between 21 and 60. The real number to have a habit in place is 66 days plus. So if you're listening to this call and you've done 21, then I really encourage you to keep going between 21 and 66, because people get really, really deep results between those 2 periods of time, 21 to 66. And well, that means that deep clearing will be running in your subconscious 24/7, 365 without you even thinking about it. And if you feel anything impinging on your energy field, all you have to do is do a short form, like every time I put my hand on my heart, I clear myself, and it'll run the whole program. So if you can go for 66 and use a short form, like every time I touch my third eye, I clear. Or every time I put my hand on my heart, I clear. You are going to stay clean as a whistle. It's like having a spiritual shower every day. So I just want to back up, Laura, because you said something very, very important that triggered something that I haven't talked about for a long time.
What's
What
that?
we've been focusing on is, in the deep clearing protocol, is clearing the physical body, the auric field around the body. Now you could say, yes, we're clearing the body and we're clearing the emotional body, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's very good if you think about dowsing. Is my physical body clear? 0 to 100, yes or no? Is my emotional body clear at 100%, yes or no? Is my mental body clear at 0 to 100, yes or no? Is my spiritual body clear at a level of 0 to 100? And is my future potentiality clear between 0 and 100%?
Good, do me. See where I'm at.
What? All right.
Pendulum.
So,
See where I'm at. Physical, emotional, spiritual.
okay, so physically, on a scale of 0 to 100, you're okay. On an emotional level, 0 to 100, you're at 75. At a mental level, 0 to 100, you're only at 50. At spiritual level of 0 to 125, you're 50. Your future possibilities being lined up, you're only 25%. So I
That's
mean,
me.
what we just did is really, really highly important, because it triggered a good friend of mine, Laria, who was actually helping me edit the original manual way back, and said, Tyson, remember about these other bodies that you need to clear them. So Laura, thank you. You just triggered that memory. And yet again, we need to do another version of the deep clearing protocol talking about this part of it.
How do you do that?
Hmm?
So how do you do that? My emotional's at 75%.
Yeah, well, clear it.
Okay, so do I have to do the whole clearing protocol again?
Well, ask.
Okay.
Do I need to
Interesting. I'm learning more today. Good Lord.
do I
Okay.
need to do the full clearing protocol? Yes or no? What's the answer?
Yes.
Okay. So how long do you need to do it for? Do you need to only do it once?
No.
How many times do you need to do it?
5 times?
All right, yeah. So the 7 is a really nice magic number. So I would recommend
7?
doing each one of those 7 times. So, and then ask the question, if I did this 7 times, what would on a scale of 0 to 100, where would I be?
But if I'm doing the clearing protocol, how come it's not clearing my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual
Because
bodies?
you didn't ask for that. Look, your subconscious is a literal, right? It only
Totally
understands.
get it. Totally
What?
get it. But like, you didn't tell me this. I didn't know about this. This is interesting.
Yeah, that's why I said we got to change the protocol.
We do. This is cool. This
It
is like
cool.
a whole new level for us.
That's right. It's another level. And thank you, Ilaria, because she just came through my consciousness and said, I just remembered that she said, Tyson, you need to be aware of the different levels.
Tony Tony just sent you a message on.
Yeah, he wants the deep clearing photo. Appreciate it. Send me the latest copy. So we're going to do that right now. So here we
Says
go.
make
We
sense
click
in
here and we go
TCM.
over here and we
Tweet them
scroll
out.
down. These are all the different versions of the deep clearing. You can see that it's been going on for years and years and years. And then we keep updating it. So this is the latest and greatest, Tony, and we're going to send it to you right now. Okay, there you are. Here it is.
So something for us to work on. I'm excited.
All right, so that's how simple it is. If you already purchased, let me know, and we'll send it right on to you. Okay. So thank you for that. So more to the deep clearing. So the key to this, and we'll put the, I'll make a post of this, is don't forget that the deep clear to check each one of the levels of your being to make sure they're 100% clear, and that would be the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. And then I like the one about future possibilities, because the future possibility really has to do with abundance. Because if your future possibility, because you are the mere fact that you've incarnated on planet Earth, your birthright is total abundance, right? Unlimited abundance. And if you're not aligned with that potentiality in the future, it's not going to happen. So being aligned to the future, which is really like being aligned to your blueprint. And yes, and I know that there's no past, present, and future. It's all in the now. But let's play with the fact of the future being like an elastic energy that when you think of the future and you're clear in the vision of what it is that you want, that your mind does not know the difference between the vision and reality and will manifest it in the present. So that's why you want to do that work on the future, because it's easier for you to be able to conceive of what it's like to be rich and abundant and in the right place at the right time and be whole, sound, and complete in the future, because sometimes we get messed up about, oh, well, I'm not perfect in this moment. Well, you can allow yourself to be perfect in the future. And when you envision that in your mind's eye, and what I mean by envisioning your mind's eye, and I do this through sound healing, is that you are in the most perfect place in nature where you always feel whole, sound, and complete and connected to source. You imagine yourself there, and if you want to be, your vision is to be a New York Times bestseller, that you have the New York Times, you've opened it up, and there's your name as the bestseller. And if you are expecting to be a millionaire, that you're opening your bank account, and there is all the zeros that make you a millionaire. And if you expect to be on vacation or on a sacred journey, that you are on that sacred journey when you do open your computer to check what is in your bank account, and you do look at the New York Times while you're actually on this vacation. You see where I'm going? You put yourself there, and you feel the sun on your face, and you feel the wind in your hair, and you taste the success on the tip of your tongue. That's what manifestation is all about. And like I said, your unconscious has no ability to differentiate between that vision and reality. And boom, the unconscious says, oh, that's what you want. Boom, let's deliver it. Okay. Tony says, thank you. So that's the basis of manifestation. Well, actually, it's not the basis, it's all of manifestation. All right, deep clearing protocol. All right, scientists show that water has memory. Yeah, we've known that for a long time, certainly with Dr. Emoto's work, but here's the evidence. I love it when science supports our spiritual beliefs. And this is why I say you need to clear bottled water. And if you're buying bottled water, I want you to realize that water collects all human energy, in fact, any energy that's around it. So if you're buying, say, bottled water at Walmart, then that bottle of water has picked up all the energy from the time it was bottled. It's picking energy up from the label. And if it's picking it up, and I'm going to say this, I'll just say it. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. If it's got Nestle's on there, it has the vibration of Nestle's. And it has the vibration of taking water from communities and not paying for it. And it has all the greed of Nestle's in the label of not necessarily wanting to give you clean water, but to make money. Plus, it has the memory of everybody who's walked past that bottle of water and all the frustration, if there was frustration of the person who put it on the shelf. You get my point. All that's in the water. So when you get that bottled water, and also all the leaching from the toxicity of creating the plastic in the bottle, right? Whether it leaches or not, all the energy of the plastic manufacturer, the exploitation of the earth, the drilling of the well, the abuse of Mother Earth, all of that's in the plastic. So now you got this bottle of water with all this gunk, and you take it home and you drink it. That signature in that water will be unrecognizable to your body. Your body will say, what is this gunk? And it will pee it right out. And you'll be drinking water and say, I'm hydrated. And in actual fact, you're not hydrated because your body can't absorb it, because there isn't a match between the frequency of the water and your body. So please,
Now talk
please,
about
please clear the water. Yeah.
now talk about how much illness is caused by dehydration.
Well, it's major. It's major. I don't know how many diseases and disorders are due to dehydration, but huge. I mean,
Huge.
some of our body is like 75 to 80% water. If you don't have the water, you can't hydrate. And if you don't hydrate, then you have inflammation of the joints, you have toxics that don't get flushed, you have kidney stones, you have all sorts of, your blood gets thick. Without water, you're not cleansing, you're not releasing, you're not getting rid of the toxins, you get gummed up, you have constipation, you have, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then you're absorbing toxics from your blood, from the wall of your intestines, because it can't eliminate. So
What do you
drinking water is really important. And I'm not talking about drinking tea, although I have some tea and I'll have a drink of tea right now. And I'm not talking about drinking water. I mean, coffee, I'm talking about drinking water.
I have an RO system at home with a thing on it that restructures the water, and then I also add in pink Himalayan salt to it, along with now the 995, which is now plastered on my pitcher. So it always gets that. What do you use, Tyson? Tell us what
if you want to know, I'll find the video the video that's in the program that has for sound healing, right? How to change your DNA. And in that, I show you what I do with my water. It's quite, there's a blessing for the water. The water comes out from reversed osmosis. It goes through. Anyway, it's quite complicated. Water to me is the most important thing in my life. And so blessing water is absolutely key, right?
Yes.
And when you do sound healing with me, this is structured water here, and there's more information in your voice than there is in your fingerprint. And so your vibrational frequency, when I do sound healing with you, goes through scalar water into structured water. This is 8 ounces of structured water. This is a bottle of super calm, relax, structured water. Your personal vibration goes in that 1 ounce. It goes to 1 American gallon. So is this 8 ounces or is it 6? I can't remember. It's 8. So that's 8 gallons of American gallons of water. And you drink 5 to 6 glasses of this structured water every day. And it does what I just told you. It flushes. First of all, it has the symmetry of your cells. So your cells open up, they flush out the toxins, become hydrated, and put your intention of healing, or whatever your intention is, in at the cellular level. Okay. Now, I said Sarah, but I meant Laura. Laura and I are working on doing this vibrationally and energetically, so we don't have to ship water, so that we can actually send you the homeopathic version of this, so that you can make your own structured water at home. So, Laura, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I put them in sugar pills, and then you can take like 36 ounces of water or 64 and put in 4 to 6 pellets of that, and then shake it up, and then you can pour a little bit of it, maybe a couple tablespoons of it, into your pitcher or gallon of water. And the more in homeopathics, what's interesting is that it gets stronger the less you use. And that like backwards. but we can send you the pills of those, or the pellets of those. They're little sugar pills.
So this is where we're going. We're going to have these pills. Will have the both your person. If you come and do a sound healing with me, one, they'll have your personal vibrational frequencies in it of what you want to clear, or and it doesn't have to be clearing. It could be focused on your evolution of consciousness, because it's one and the same thing. You know, when you clear at the bottom end, you're allowing for more energy, divine energy, come in at the top. So you can describe it as raising your consciousness spiritually, or you can talk about clearing what no longer serves you. It's the same process. One is you got to go clear in order to install. So the point is, if you're climbing the ladder, Jacob's ladder to enlightenment, then this is a way to help speed up the process. If you're clearing out what doesn't serve you, it also works really well. It will have your vibrational frequency, and all now ones that I'm shipping out in this form or in sugar pill form will have the deep clearing protocol as part of it, right? The signature of the deep clearing protocol will be in the water as well. So that's the latest and greatest that we're in the midst of doing. So there you are. So we're at 3:52. We got 8 more minutes to go. We've got time for somebody to phone in and ask a question. Are there any more questions from anybody who's listening to the show today?
Nothing so far.
Oh,
Mark did say he loves to hear all about water. Hillary said Nestle kills babies too. Look it up. I don't know.
yeah, I know that. I didn't want to talk about that, but yes, absolutely. Their formula in Africa was killed as a result of starvation. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So by taking their water.
Well, because Nestle's baby formula did not support babies, right?
Oh, well, yeah, but I don't get
Nestle's is not a nice company. Sorry,
right.
That's true. But let's not get into that. Let's just clear it. So let's clear Leslie's. Okay, let's do that. So I, Tyson Bannigan, in my holy name, spending my pendulum counterclockwise, an authority invested to me by Divine Mother, Creator God, bind by the law of wonders, do no harm. I have the right to clear any and all non-beneficial energies that are directed against humanity, to do not abide by the law of one and do not have the intention of the most benevolent outcome for all concerned. I hereby declare that I clear the business or the company named Nestle of any and all non-beneficial energies, any greed, or any attempt to control or manipulate human consciousness, and that I instill that all directors and all shareholders of this company abide by the law of one, which is do no harm, and have the most benevolent outcome of all humanity as their guiding principles. And I hereby declare it so. And because I'm involved in all this, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And I declare it so. So be it. It is done. Thank you. Okay.
Amen.
So,
Love it.
so people say, well, wait a minute, Tyson, you don't have permission to do this. Look, if you are here as an eco-spiritual warrior to clean up planet Earth and to bring about the new Earth, then there's only 2 things you need to concern yourself about. One is the law of one, is do no harm, right? And the second is the most benevolent outcome for all concerned. So whenever you do a clearing of anything that is non-beneficial and you use the law of one, you're asking it to align to universal law. That's your divine right. As a human, that's your right to, in your holy name, to allow and command that that be so, right? And all the angels and all the devic forces will assist you according to, and also Divine Mother and all the angelic kingdom will help you manifest that into reality. You don't ask, you don't receive. It's just that simple. And secondly, if you ask for the most benevolent outcome for all concerned, you're even covering off Nestle's. You're saying, I want them to experience benevolence in this whole process of transmutation for them. I'm not asking them to be punished. I'm not asking them to be judged. I'm just saying, according to the law of one, when I call that down, it must be so. That's the way it is.
We have 2 more panelists on Zoom,
All right.
Gary and Jamal.
All right, so let me go over there. I'm going to stop the share here and just ask if Jerry and Jamal would like to say hello.
Carrie.
Terry. Okay, let me just find the speakers here. All right, so attendees. So yeah, so there's Carrie. So I'm allowing Carrie to say hello. Hi, Carrie, got any questions?
Oh, hold on, oh, there we go.
Yep. Hi, Carrie, got any questions?
Yes, I wanted to talk about noxious energies, or basically bad sleeping positions.
Were you able to hear that, Laura?
Bad entities, is that what you said, Carrie?
Now, I wanted to talk about noxious energies and adjusting your bed to various different positions like north, south, west, east, in order to avoid being involved in noxious energies.
Yeah, well, noxious energies, if you're talking about noxious energies that are running in the earth or like through ley lines or energy lines, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, well, look, all energy lines are like usually demons or non-beneficial energies that are in the human realm or in the spirit realm. They're just energies, and some of them don't know that they're knowing that their effects are non-beneficial on humans. So yeah, I would start out by saying to that energy line, say it's running through your bed, I would say to you, do you realize that that you as an energy line are having adverse effects on humans? And if the answer you get is no, that they didn't know that, could you say, well, we really, would ask that you not have adverse effects on humans. So could you deviate off the bed? Could you go around the house, go underneath the house, or go over the house and avoid interfering with humans? And usually, invariably, the answer is yes, right? And they'll do that. So I've never met an energy line that said, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. Because again, it's the law of one, do no harm, right? And lots of entities don't know that they're causing harm. So our job as planetary stewards is to talk to the elementals and even to the angelics. And I was just mentioning, working with Poseidon and all those gods that were, gods of thunder and war and all that, is to upgrade them as well. I mean, they all had a role that they played in the history and evolution of consciousness. And, how would you like to be a war of thunder and not have a job description, or that every time you were called, you had to bring about pestilence or suffering to humans? Wouldn't you want to be upgraded? So what I'm saying, on every level, our responsibility as Earth stewards, certainly in the area of geomantic work, which is, working with Earth energies, elementals and angelic kingdom, is to help on all the lesser gods, is to upgrade them according to the law of one, which is do no harm, and help them be part of the most beneficial outcome of all concerned. Great question. Thank you. Does that?
Yeah, I was told that you should sleep in a south position with your head facing south, feet facing north.
Well, if you believe that, you have to do that. Okay, so when you wake up in the morning, whatever you believe, that's what you have to do. So if you wake up in the morning and say, I can sleep anywhere I want and I'm clear, guess what? That's the way it is.
Okay.
Okay, so I for all the information that's on the web about so and so says this, and you need to stand on your head and gargle peanut butter in order to be free and clear, or whatever it is, right? The point is, it's up to you. Whatever you believe will work for you, and of course, I want you to test it out, right? This isn't just blind faith. This is faith that you test whether it works or whether it doesn't work. So if you believe you need to have your head in the north or in the south, then you do. It's just that clear. But for me, I like to be able to sleep comfortably wherever I am, wherever my head is. I don't want to have to go to a hotel, move the bed around. Right?
That's so true, right?
Okay, Jamel. So thank you, Carrie. I'm going to go over to Jamel and see if he would like to say anything. So Jamel, do you have anything that you'd like to ask?
Good evening, and I have no questions.
No questions. All right, fine. That's okay. Listening is fine. I just didn't want you to feel left out. Okay. So thanks for joining the show, both of you. And we're at the top of the hour. So Laura, once again, thank you for showing up. And why don't you close it? What brilliant things would you like to tell everybody?
What brilliant things. We're going to be doing some new stuff on the clearing protocol and dowsing classes and stuff. So please, send us some really good energy for that, and we will be updating you on all of the new possibilities that are coming towards us. Yeah.
Yeah, we're rearranging the academy for all you millennials. So we want to help you be able to learn and grow, and have dowsing be one of your main techniques to help you really take back your personal power, stand in your truth, and deliver your awesome gifts to the world. And thank you for everybody out there that's doing the deep clearing, for, clearing the planet one person at a time, starting with yourself. And we thank you deeply for doing that, because that's what this is all about. And so until next week, same time, same place, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, head over to the Dowsing Energy Healing Closed Facebook group. Ask your questions there, and we'll get to you either on this call or in the comment section. So until next week, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Bye for now.
Thanks, Tyson.
The Healing Hour, brought to you every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. During the show, you can phone in toll-free in North America, 1-866-369-7464 or 1-866-1000. The Healing Hour is live on Facebook, hosted by the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy and sponsored by the Facebook page, The Healing Arts Academy. Produced by The Wellness Show, and until next Tuesday, same time, same place, be healthy, wealthy,